filters, hot water heaters, putting the toilets back together. Everything went great. So I was really happy with that with our cold winter we had, so that was good. We had to rebuild the backflow valve that lets the water into the pool, and that's got to get done every 5 years, so it was just one of them things that we have to get inspected every year, but it has to be redone every 5 years. So that got done and completed, so that's not leaking or anything, everything worked good there. We also did install all of our new pool drains. They all fit great, so them are all good now for another 10 years. When we started up the filters, we had a little sand coming out a little bit from our gutter system, but everything seemed to work great, so our filters are up and working and the new sand, so really happy with that. Lifeguard class right now is going on. They've done a lot of, the cold days, they've done a lot of inside work with their book work and stuff, and then they're going to have to get into the water here pretty soon. But the water temp today was 78, and I think the other pool was 80, so we're in pretty good shape with the water and stuff. But the furnaces, they are working extra duty here, so, but anyway, they should be able to get their class done. I ordered all the pop and the food, the paper products, candy, and all that stuff comes tomorrow. I got the pop today, and I got that put in the coolers, so everything else comes tomorrow. We'll get that all put in the freezers, refrigerators. It should be set to go for Saturday. I was not at the employee meeting on Saturday. I was at a birthday party in Wisconsin, but Josh called me and texted me and said the meeting went great. A lot of people showed up, handed in their slips for vacations, and then afterwards a whole bunch of them stayed after and helped put all the picnic tables out and all the lounges, and they power washed the deck and got everything good and clean, so we're set to go. So a good thank you to the ones that stopped.
Is that water level a little high?
Nope.
Oh, it sure looked like that. When you were filling it up, it's like, are they gonna shut that off?
No, it can only get so high, and it goes over into the drains. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah. So we're set to go there. Let's see. Another thing, we did get the chairs from Greg, by the way, the loungers from Greg. Gave us a good deal price, whatever, and so they worked out great. Also, let's see what else here. I'd like to also thank Abby and Braden Chosis. Them two have taken time and got out of school right away, and they were the ones that putting all the registration information into the computer up to the pool. And that stuff. Josh has been up there, and I think one time he's been doing a lot of teaching in Faribault extra stuff, so he hasn't been able to get there. But Abby and Braden both have done pretty much almost all the registration, so that's nice that them guys are taking time to do that. So I just wanted to let you know them two are involved in doing that. So, and the computers are up and running, internet's up and going, so we're all set to go for everything.
Do you determine where you're getting the ice cream from?
Yep, Schwann's. Schwann's called me, and they're coming Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Oh, really?
Every 3 days a week. At 11:30, and they'll be there tomorrow and deliver our first route. But yeah, we got a guy driving now, and he lives in Rochester, and he'll stop by. He'll drive right through, and whatever time he's got to drive, he'll stop.
Pizzas as well then?
Yep.
Okay.
Pizza, same thing.
Nice.
So we got that taken care of.
Good.
So yeah, so I was happy about that. Anything else? Any other questions on the pool? Okay. Sounds good.
Right, Lions Park Shelter.
Lions Park Shelter, oh boy. You guys are gonna love this. Clary Builders have dug around 2 posts which CMS, our inspectors for the city, wanted them to do to inspect the footings that didn't get inspected last year. If everybody remembers, I told you that. Okay. In their findings today, they found that the top of the footings where they poured the excess cement, there was a mushroom effect with the and that can't be like that. So they have to come up and they have to dig around about a foot or so around each one of the top of the footings, and they got to take a saw and square them all off. The reason why that is because eventually that cement will just kind of, and then the frost will start heaving that cement in the post, and it'll end up weakening footing. So CMS did not pass the footings until Clary's comes back to cut them mushrooms off to square it all up. And they were just getting the news when I was leaving work today, so I'm expecting a phone call probably from Clary's tomorrow, or I'll be going out there and talking to Scott and making sure it gets done as soon as we
So
can.
tell me about the mushroom?
It over.
The dome, the domed, why is it mushroom?
Yeah, you should see there's a heck of a spread of cement. They just must have let it with the machine, they must have just poured it
And
and.
just left the top versus flatten it out before they did it?
Yep.
But how is that?
That's why, CMS would not pass that.
So the post sit on top of that cement, right?
Post sits in the middle, and then the cement, whatever, and that stuff, but they said the ground will shift after years.
Because on the-
Now, it won't for a few years, but eventually it'll shift, and it'll loosen up them footings, and your posts and your building's gonna end up being whatever, it put down.
So how does the square one not allow that frost to
Because
do that?
it's dug all the way square down.
Square,
shear?
square down, shear, there's nothing that forces the ground, see what I'm saying?
The ground next to it just takes that thin part and it.
Yep.
Okay.
And Todd and Jay are really particular on all their, on their footings. I know that for sure. And they need to be, especially up here in Minnesota. They were deep enough, what was it, I think it was just about, 43 inches or something like that. They were about 4 or 5 inches short, but Todd said it was okay on as far as the inches go, but he did not like that mushroom effect on the top. That should all be rounded or squared, so they gotta cut it, square it off.
And that's at Clear's expense.
That's Clary's, yep. So
Just
we can't
goes
do
down
it.
our stuff.
Yeah, so then in the process, what'll happen is that we'll have to take all the forms that we got it all set up for cement, so them forms gotta be pulled away. And then they gotta go around and they gotta take that rebar and pull that rebar out, when it was ready for the cement floor, and then dig around all of it and cut every one of them.
They're not gonna be happy.
Nope.
But that's their fault, so, yeah.
So just to let you know, that's, the deal on the shelter. That's got started way back when, August of last year?
Yeah, well, I didn't go to the Lions meeting yesterday, 'cause I knew the question was gonna come up. I wasn't dodging, and I was busy with other things too, and I checked my email today. Mark Packard sent me an email, and I didn't open it up yet, so I thought I'd come here
Well, I'm
and
sure they're.
find out what's going on.
Because what they
and,
wanted to do, to be honest with you, what Chuck is talking about, they asked me at the Arbor Day deal if that shelter would be ready for their annual picnic,
Yeah.
which is at the end of June. And it won't be. There's no way it'll be ready for them, so I just wanna let you know that, Chuck, and they'll have to, if they wanna go back up to the North Park or whatever, you know, and have their picnic, that's fine, but it won't be ready by the end of June. So, it should've been done, a long time ago. We had these plans way back into April, and they didn't get a crew here, remember, until the fall. And, so I don't know, it was a little upsetting on the whole deal, but we'll just have to remember some of this stuff, I guess, if we ever build another one.
Well, this is where, give a chance, now we give somebody else a chance,
Yeah.
if that's the case.
Well, the
based on
sad
bid.
thing about it was they did great on the two other ones
Yeah,
at
they
the
did.
park.
Very
Why wouldn't
efficient.
it not be the same on this one?
And,
Different approach.
well, then who's to say the next shelter isn't the same different employees? That's,
Right.
a bid's a bid, but
Yep.
you can't choose who you wanna have
No.
do the work for.
The biggest problem why it didn't get done last year is because they didn't have enough crews to build their stuff. They had all these jobs lined up and they could not find people to build them. And there's nothing I could do about that, or none of
No,
us could do
no,
about
that's-
that. So that was one of the main reasons why it didn't get done last year.
So once they get these posts squared away and stuff, then everything.
Then everything will just flow right back
Is,
into place.
is stone by stone
Yeah, I already talked
aware
to
of this?
Sheldon,
and-
yep, and he just said, just give me a call, and he said I can I'll schedule something in within a week to get it poured.
Okay.
So we can get that done.
Okay.
And that's been on his list for,
Well, if
Long
Cleary,
time.
you're gonna get a call tomorrow, wherever it is, and say, okay, we'll get it after Memorial Day weekend and get in there next week and do this?
Or he could
Is
say,
there still-
or he could say, I ain't gonna get in there until July.
Yeah.
Just say, well, the Lions Club has their thing at the end of June, so,
That ain't gonna make a difference. When his crews, most of his crews work in Wisconsin. They're based out of Wisconsin. So his crew came in on a Saturday to dig them out. And I'm sure they didn't stick around. So we'll see how it all goes.
I
And
know.
I'm being hypothetical.
no, I know, and I'm being
Yeah.
critical on,
Good, you can
we had
sit there
a
and
job
say
to do,
we've
we have
met,
plans
you know.
to do that, so now it's their
Yeah.
fault, they
It's
get
been
it
over a
done.
year.
Cause we have other people waiting in line with things to do to get it done,
Yeah.
Right. And we have.
so they're gonna have to put that to the front of their line and push everything else back a day or two,
Right, right.
if they think they wanna do that or not, so.
Oh, yeah. I have no
Okay.
problem going talking to Scott. I've been out there a few times. Believe me, he knows. When I come pulling up, I think they just wanna hide it. So, anyway.
Okay.
So we'll take care of that. Okay, that's the Lions Park, so.
All right, down at the trees, tree planting and trunk green.
Yeah, I wanna mention the tree program stuff, just so everybody's up to date on that. The tree house did come and complete our Boulevard tree planting program. They got them planted. We had, I think, 20 trees on the planting program this year that we normally have every spring. They got them all done and taken care of, which was good. On the 3rd, 4th, and 5th Avenue project, they also came and planted the bare root stock trees. So they got them done, which I think was about another maybe another 20 of them trees. Usually, most of them are around 3rd Avenue Northwest, running from 4th all the way up to 7th or 8th. Most of them are all bare root because we had sidewalks, and bare roots got
Oh,
better to
yeah.
get planted in between the sidewalks. There is, so some homeowners that are, particularly 1 or 2, whatever, are upset because, they didn't get the trees, supposedly what they wanted, in the boulevard. And when I went back and looked at their boulevard, they planted new trees on the back side of their sidewalk. Well, if they planted new trees on the back side of the sidewalk, we can't plant trees out in between the sidewalk and the boulevard, they're gonna grow into each other. So I haven't met with the couple yet, but, I'll meet with them and explain that to them. And if for some reason, them trees they planted are, what do they call them, like plum trees or fruit trees or something that don't get very big, then we'll have to work something out, whatever I will with them or something. But anyway, we've had just one home, worry about that, so just to let you know on that part. The other part, we have around 80 to 82 ball and burlap trees that need to be planted. That's a lot. That is a lot. We had Jason Wilker's landscaping plant last year's ball and burlap trees. Well, this year we're not having him plant. And we talked about that here a couple of months ago, meetings ago. So I did go over to Gibbs over here and ask if he would like to bid on the project, and he said definitely, because he's done that work before to some places. So I went over and I gave him a list of the trees, and he was gonna get quotes from, some nurseries and then get back to me on the prices of the trees. He did get back to me on the prices of the trees, and roughly having the trees put in with the delivery charge, the insurance charge on the trees, because we have that 1-year warranty, and, different types of trees, we're ranging between $500 to $600 a tree. So our bill is around $47,000 to put ball and burlap trees in, okay? Now, if you kinda compare them, last year, we went back, I did, and we looked at what 38 trees that Jason put in, it was around $20,000. So double it, you know, we're pretty close to it, give or takes a few $1,000s, cause the prices of trees are going up. So I don't think Dan is out of line with the trees, but I do know that for, purposes of the auditors and stuff, Teresa wanted me to make sure that Dan got me bids on the price of the trees from Bailey's, and also got me prices from, Gerton's, where we're gonna get the trees, make sure that we got 2 bids of the prices of the trees, so we get ourselves covered for the cheapest part, or the, you know, the cheapest tree, but the efficient tree that we get, yeah, for us. So he's in the process of that, and then he'll be getting that back to me, okay? So once I get that, then hopefully we can start planting them trees, and I'm hoping by the middle of June to the end of June, we'll have that project done and completed. Then all the trees, and I see that they're blacktopping up there
They
today, they
did.
have been,
They
We
did.
planted up yesterday.
then yesterday,
That was the first
I
day.
and,
think they're pretty much done, man, they zoomed.
yeah, so if we get that done, we get the trees planted, we should be in not too bad a shape for that project.
I think the only issue they're having now, that I see up there, is that their grass isn't growing in.
Yeah, and there's some that they hydroseeded, some
Yeah.
we're gonna have to resod.
Okay.
Yep, so anyway, I think the ones up on Fifth Avenue are just hydroseeded because it got
Yeah.
late in the year,
Mhm.
and now they're gonna have to probably resod them yards, I think, so. But other than that, that's our tree program, and once that's all done, that'll be a great plus to have everything completed on that, okay? Okay?
Alright, stump grinding?
Stump grinding, we will start our stump grinding, of course, once the pool opens in June. Once that's open and everything's running and everything's up to date, Chris and Corey will end up going on out and, we'll start grinding and removing the stumps and putting dirt back in. We got around 30 to 40 stumps, I think, somewhere around there, to grind out, and that's all the trees we took down last winter, ash trees included, to get them taken care of, so. If anybody asks you about stump grinding, just let them know that we'll be starting it here in June, okay? So, let everybody know on that.
Alright, on to old business, Arbor Day follow-up.
Arbor Day was great, we had around 12 to 15 people there.
We did.
It really was
Awesome.
good, Greg and Chuck came, whatever, from the park board, which
Hooray.
was great. And, so, yeah, and then, the line members dug in, helped dig in the 2 trees we planted, and, DCI was there and Wayne Hendrickson took some pictures, and we got the Tree City USA flag picture, and, our Arbor Day went really well, so it was good, so it worked out nice, so. Okay,
Alright, just pick it up.
I'll let Janet talk here for a minute, but I'll just let her, and Chuck, I'll let her,
Let them know what you have.
we ended up picking up trees at 2 locations where Janet had sent me some pictures of stuff that they had drug out of some of these places, and it was unbelievable what they dug out. First of all, thank you for cleaning them spots.
My
Chuck
daughter
had
ended up
Okay.
having a graduation.
It was something
this
else, I
month,
could
so
tell
I
by the
missed
stuff
that
that you
day.
drug out, we drug out. I mean, we had plastic, baby pools to, you
Yeah.
name it, stereo speakers to whatever.
There
Ooh,
was
garage
chair
sale.
cushions.
Chair cushions, it was
Up there by
unbelievable.
where you used to live.
I know, Lynn
That
Knudsen
was
came to me
terrible.
at church and
That's
said, boy, we know where you guys put all your garbage
No.
anymore. And I'm like, no, it
Yeah.
wasn't us.
So, we had
But
2
yeah,
pickups
that's
full, I think it cost
horrible.
us $42 to get rid of it, or
Oh.
whatever, out to the landfill.
2 pickups full.
Two
See, I
pickups
had
full.
2 guys that had pickups, but they didn't wanna put that stuff in the back
I
of their
wouldn't blame
pickup.
them, because we ended up washing it out when it was all said and
Yeah.
done, it was mud and dirt and
Yeah.
stuff, and it was bad,
Mhm.
yeah. So,
Well,
but we did get up, but
Pretty
anyway,
good,
go ahead.
because we had a poor turnout. I had 2 Lions members and me and my husband,
Oh my gosh.
and that was all we got. And I
Really?
mean, I had it in the Casson newsletter, and the only 2 we went to those 2 locations, and that was because I got calls about it.
Okay.
And that lady that lives down here on Memorial, she came out. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you guys. She just thought it was great that we were out there. I found $5 out there.
Nice.
So.
Can't beat that.
You know.
But you had a good pile there down there.
Yeah.
That was great, you guys
Yeah,
had a lot
and
of
there's
stuff.
still something big down in there that, it's like a big wheel and on a stand and stuff, and it's like we didn't drag it out.
Drag it
It's
out
like,
and stuff.
it's just
Yeah.
too big for us to take out of there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you couldn't believe it, like a whole bag of plastic bottles, water bottles and
Mhm.
stuff, and, chair cushions and baby
Stereo
pools,
speakers.
and, yeah,
Yeah.
all sorts of
Yeah,
stuff.
unbelievable.
It's like,
Yeah. So you guys did a great job. I mean, I had no
So-
problem. I'm glad you gave that to me on email, so I knew right where them spots were.
yeah.
I just looked at the picture and I thought, oh, I know where that's at. So we
So,
went right there and mowed
because
them
I
up.
can't get any help, I think you're gonna have to quit it.
Yeah.
I can't get any support from Lions, FCTLA, they were busy with sports.
Yeah.
I tried the chamber, I didn't hear back, and so I
Yeah.
just, I can't do it.
It's
You know.
tough, because for retail wise, let's just say,
I know.
chamber because of business, you're coming into the heat of the,
Yeah.
and on weekends it doesn't help.
I know it's one
So-
Saturday morning a year, is
Yeah.
what it is,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can't get the help, and so I can't do it myself.
No,
You
well,
know,
we'll have to
so-
take, maybe look at it, maybe get maybe the school or something, maybe some groups or something from the school, like, council or city or, school council or,
Right.
you know, some kids or something that would be willing, you know, order something like that.
Do
And when we
they-
bring it
and
up
make
next
them
year
aware.
beforehand, you know,
Yeah.
we'll make it out, and we'll put it out into the school, maybe even some Cub Scout groups or
Let them
Girl
pick some
Scout.
dates too.
I
Yeah.
contacted
Yeah.
some scouts groups, you know,
Mhm.
the whole general council, and I didn't hear
Mhm.
back from them, but,
Okay.
my aunt and uncle live in Cresco, Iowa, and she suggested that we contact the school, because down there, they have something called like Silver Threads or something, so if they're out doing a lot of community work, they wear silver threads for graduation.
Right.
And so maybe
Mhm.
something like that, maybe there's some group, she said, is there some group at your school that does that? And so I don't know, but.
Well, I have a good end, because we have that joint ventures group, and I'll be meeting tomorrow, but we meet 4 times a year, and I'll get the superintendent on board and let him know that, hey, you know, it'd be nice, both mayors come, Chris and Chuck from Manorville
Oh,
come
okay.
to these meetings, whatever, and maybe we could do a Castle Manorville effort where the kids or somebody like a group get involved, and where we can do the towns and kinda have a group and have some,
Mhm.
you know, somebody involved into that. 'Cause I think the city's always nice to be able to have it, 'cause there might be times where I need help in a park, or the county may need something on the county road, on the back road, you know, it gets kinda hot, bad sometimes, and you hate to see it go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that they had heard a group had been out on the dump road cleaning up not too long ago.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that was nice.
And I-
They see, Quick
yeah.
Trip was cleaned up today. That was kind of a
Yeah.
mess. I had looked before, but
Yeah.
we did those 2 areas and got a lot of garbage.
And like I say, I thank you for your guys' effort. I knew there was only 4, but I mean,
Yeah.
even loading that up and getting rid of it, I thought, wow, this is kinda nice in our town that, I mean, you wouldn't believe people would throw that stuff.
Yeah.
Would blow, I don't know if it blows away, or I don't know.
Well, that's why I
But
wondered if it
Some of
had.
it could have been laying there.
But they
A
also
long
take,
time.
Like 10,
their bagged grass
15
and throw it
years.
back in there, and they
Yeah.
dig up some plants, and there was plants back in there that they didn't want, irises, and
Yeah.
they just kinda, up in there, in that area, northeast up there, they really
Yeah.
kinda.
Is this something that you can do this, just pick a program in the fall?
Yeah, we could.
Could.
You know,
Depending
get it
on-
away from the spring, now you got fall, you have other groups.
Right.
That
Exactly.
things aren't as busy in the fall as
Try
they do
that.
in part of spring.
And that could be
Not
something to
saying
look
spring
at.
doesn't need cleanup too, but you
It could
could
be.
get it cleaned up before the snow flies.
Could be.
that.
Or try to.
Twice, give it a twice spring, fall job.
'Cause
Mhm.
in the spring, it's easier per se, because you have, the snow's melted and all the stuff is collected.
Mhm.
Plus you don't have the trees, and
Mhm.
that's why
Right.
in the spring. In the fall, you don't meander down in as far with all the weeds and the trees and everything.
Right.
Right, right.
Try it.
But I mean, it doesn't hurt to try both.
Yep,
I'm gonna try that.
yeah, we can bring it.
I'm just trying to think of availability of,
Mhm.
Let me,
Kids
but let me
and
talk
stuff.
to,
Kids,
Well,
let me
that's
talk,
what I-
talk to Mark out there, superintendent, just kinda.
Part of it
put
too
in
was-
his ear and
Mother's Day weekend, and people are
Yeah.
out of town, and
see what we
Yeah,
can
it
do.
was, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and I'll talk to my daughter too, 'cause she's on the student council. She will be again next year. And they also, she's on FCCLA, and they're also another group, FCA. And, that's the Christian,
Faith Christian
yes,
Catholics. yeah.
yes, exactly. That would be another great
Mhm.
group as well.
Okay.
So, they're there, they just need to be told we need
Yeah,
help.
I
And-
had, emailed,
Yeah.
Michelle, and I know that Lynn had contacted her too, and she said, I don't know, there's a lot of sports going on, so she said, I don't.
Well,
But
that's
not
good.
everybody's in sports, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
She
'Cause
didn't
like
think
my
they
daughter's
did
not in
that.
sports, but she's in all these other groups,
Maybe they
so-
didn't put it out then, I don't know.
I don't
but-
think they did.
Oh, I
So,
don't
yeah,
know.
so
That's,
between all of us next spring, we gotta
She got
hit
2
it hard.
requests anyway.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Yep.
And with the
I-
chamber, who did you,
I just went on Facebook and contacted the chamber, whoever does the chamber Facebook.
okay, that was Samantha. Next
Okay.
time ask me, 'cause I'm on the board too.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you would get any
well, and that's the
help
thing,
from
and that's,
them,
it's a
but-
chamber thing. the business, you know, we got, well, in my case, you know, it's Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
We're short-staffed, there's nobody I'm gonna put out to, you know,
Yeah.
clean up when I need help to run a business, but,
Right.
But even kids of owners
well,
or,
you
know,
got the
friends,
daycare,
whatever.
I
Yeah.
mean, they've got kids,
Yeah,
and-
like
but not that they
JLH
have
and-
their daycare kids out there.
Yeah.
You know,
So there's
groups, there's
there
other
is.
retail, there's other businesses that,
That can, so, yeah, no, it's,
Sounds
they're
good.
out there, we just gotta get them.
Mhm. Sounds good. Okay,
All right, movies in the park.
okay, update on the movies in the park. The June 21st date is available yet. The Dodge County 4-H Federation got a hold of Jan and said that a group from Kansas is coming that particular day, and they can't sponsor the event. They're gonna be very busy with this other group from Kansas, so they won't be around for the movie date on the 21st. So that 21st is still open to try to find a sponsor. On July 12th, the Ocean Exchange Program, Janet, whatever, and you guys are sponsoring on the 12th. And then on August 9th, the Chamber of Commerce is sponsoring the festival in the park on August 9th. So, with that, we need a sponsor, for June 21st, and also a list of movies that you guys would like to play, so we can get them into the city's newsletter as soon as we can, to get it promoted and get some, flyers out like we've done in the past.
Book. Or who, somebody usually chooses kinda like one, and then that's the theme, and then we all go from there.
And Jan usually had a list, I think last year we just kinda all threw out ideas, didn't we?
Yeah,
And
we had
then-
some Disney ones and stuff, I think.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think they're
Disney,
Disney.
Year
As
before.
far as you as a sponsor, do you have a particular one that you think of that you'd want?
I don't know. No. I don't know.
Tell you what you do, just think about it a little bit, Jan, and then just email it. If you come up with something, whatever, and that stuff, then just a couple
Quick
movies
after
or.
student council school,
You
the
know.
kids will know more of what they want than any of us will.
Yeah, that's
a
true.
valid point too.
I will, I'll ask Maggie.
Cause
to
they're the
ask.
ones that are gonna go watch it.
Right.
Parents are just along for the ride.
Right.
Right.
The younger
I'll
kids
ask
out of
Maddie to
there
do that.
usually is. I
Yeah.
know when I went, it was younger kids, but I had my grandkids.
I'd
there,
say
so
I'd
I
ask my
can
kids,
ask
'cause they'd
them.
tell me.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't-
just, and then if you guys find, if you have any names or something, or any movies that you come
Yeah.
up with, just, email them to me.
but
I will.
there's a whole list.
We had a whole list at one time.
Last
That
year
movie
there
company
was.
sends out a whole
Right.
list of movies, whatever, and then we kinda chose from them.
Can
Is
Kurt
that
get
something
that
Kirk
for
can get
us?
us?
Did
Yeah.
Kurt do that for us?
I think he did.
I think so, cause he's the contact to get the movie in and get it mailed back.
Yep.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, when he mailed it back last time, we billed somebody, I think we billed the chamber, cause the chamber paid.
I don't know if Kurt's the one that he picks, or has the chance of the movies. We get a hold of a company, and they send the
And
movies.
then we get the movie, and then we give it to
Yeah,
him.
and they give it to him.
Okay,
Mm.
That's how it goes.
okay, well, I think he'd have contacts to play the movies, because he's the one that's, he may have a list,
He may have a
unless
list.
Jan still has something somewhere.
I
Yeah.
can reach out to him if you want me to.
If you would, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
do that
Then at least we
tomorrow.
could get.
Bet the kids.
Yeah, and the kids.
And the
that's-
kids, yes,
If they're gonna,
Yeah.
they'll let us know.
yes, they will.
And then,
And then we need another sponsor.
I'll call, Paula and Maggie
From.
and
just like
Marlo,
Holman and
yeah,
stuff? Okay.
yeah, and maybe,
And then just let me know.
And
see-
if- I will.
See what you come up with, and if they don't, we'll just, we'll have
I'm
to try
sure
to
that
keep
they
something.
will.
Fire department, they usually put
They
the
may.
truck up there,
They may,
I can ask Maggie to ask Joe.
that's Joe.
yeah.
And then tomorrow, we have board meeting with the chamber, so I'll see if they throw out any ideas for a movie they want.
Okay,
I already told them, think of something besides Disney,
right.
so.
Or if the chamber, ask the chamber if they wanna sponsor it two times, in case we don't find somebody,
Probably not.
no?
From my understanding, this one on August 9th isn't a park-sponsored one.
Right.
It's just the festival, so it's more expensive
Right.
for August 9th, it's 500 or whatever.
Yeah.
And through the park board, it's 300.
300,
Yeah, so,
yeah, the
Yeah,
August
they-
9th one is always a little bit more expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so we just
So
need
it's almost
June
like a two-
21st,
Mm-hmm.
and then
So
we're
make it a
good.
really long one.
Okay.
So you guys come up, whatever you
Okay.
guys come up, just email me, and then I can get
Okay.
something out here, and if we can get another sponsor, then I could get it up here to Amy, and she's the one that does the newsletter, and we can get that in.
Well, yeah, nothing else, you get the two, send it out, and say you're looking for the third, so.
Right,
With a price so people know.
right,
Some people don't even know, they might just say, oh, okay, and do it.
right. So,
Okay.
sound good?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, park projects, update.
Quick Lake, you know about the Lions Park picnic shelter, we went through that, so that's on in the making. We are getting quotes on the North Two ball field fence that needs to be replaced. It was put in 94, it's 25 years old, we need to replace that. I have $8,000 in our CIP plan money, but the price on the way it's gonna cost for fencing, for the mesh and the poles, and then to put it in is 13, so we're about 5,000 short. And I'm going to joint ventures to ask for the remaining money to get that project done, which I think will have no problem because the junior varsity and ninth grade boys play on that field baseball,
Mhm.
so that's kind of one of the things that we've been doing, so hopefully that'll go okay tomorrow. Also, we need to replace 3 plastic entries on the slides on Lions Park's modulars. The big slides, the curly slide, the tube slide, all the entries that you start to slide down that are along the pipes are all cracked from this winter.
Wow.
And, I got pictures from a concerned citizen, and I also knew about it before he sent them to me. So I'm in contact with Burke Industries, out of St. Croix Rec, and Johnny, his name's Johnny Johnson, the same guy who got me the merry-go-round. He's looking and seeing if we could hopefully get warranty on them. Don't know yet, they gotta talk to the company. It's 10 years old already, so we'll see what happens. If we can get warranty on them, we can get them replaced with no charge. If not, we'll have to get prices of replacing them because they are sharp and we can't have that, we gotta replace them, so.
Are they, can you still use them though? I
It's
mean,
still being
It's still be
used.
usable?
Yeah, it's still usable, it ain't gonna fall down,
But somebody's gonna end up with fiberglass in it.
We don't want anybody to
It's
get
actually
caught.
plastic, it's real plastic that's cracked.
Okay.
You know, the kind of the polyurethane plastic. And you just hate to have someone just scrape their hand or
Yep.
something like that. But I wanna get that done as soon as I can,
Sure.
we're working on it. I actually took
Yeah.
pictures, last week and sent them to Burke, and Burke is, their technical people are looking at these pictures to see if it might be a flaw, whatever, because most of them playgrounds should
Yeah.
last longer than 10 years without having
Yeah.
something like that happen. So, anyway, we'll see what comes up on that, that's something I wanted to mention to you. Also, we're gonna be putting a cement slab behind the backstop at J. Hyde Casson Park. We've got that bleacher that we did, so at least someone can sit at that West Park when they have 8 and under softball during the summer. So that'll be in the process once it dries up enough so we can get, we'll form everything, save a lot of money, and then Sheldon will just pour the cement pad and then we can put that bleacher. The bleacher's already put together, all ready to go on it. So we just need to get that done. And then, let's see, we're putting new, trash lids on the remainder garbage cans. We had, I think, 17 of them. I ordered them, they should be coming in. And then our trash lids are all waterproof, so we don't have to worry about pulling that icky smell of water stuff out, so. So anyway, them are kind of the projects we're going on. And then, of course, I didn't write down here, I'll start looking at what we wanna put in at, the Caston Meadows Park, that modular. I'll bring some ideas and some books in, and we can figure out what we wanna do and what we wanna put in there, and, we'll get that going forward. So we'll probably put that in not till the fall, but, we'll work on that, okay? So other than that, I have nothing else. Has anybody got any questions, concerns, thoughts?
I have some other stuff I was kinda thinking
Mhm.
about, our tree lighting ceremony. I know it's not until, around Christmas time, but if we wanna get it in the community ed bulletin, we need to set our date. And you said you got chamber meeting tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can find out when the Christmas in Casson is?
Oh, yeah.
'Cause that's what we did.
It's always the
Well, last year we
weekend
did
in
it on
December.
November 30th, it was it was on a Friday on my birthday.
Yep.
I know that for sure.
Yep.
Okay.
so.
And the Christmas in Castle is always the first December and first weekend in December.
So actually.
First Saturday in
yeah.
December.
So it would actually, if we did
December.
it, should be December first might be the Friday to do it.
Yeah.
We should talk about that,
Right, that's
setting
on
that
Friday
date.
night.
for
Yep,
them.
I'm looking.
I think so.
Yeah,
December
December.
first.
December first, no, it's
December
on
1st is a
a
Saturday.
Sunday,
Sunday.
so it'd be November
No,
29th.
November 29th.
Yeah. So we just plan on
That's
it now.
Black Friday. I mean, doesn't have to be.
Right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And do we just do it the sixth?
Thanksgiving's on the 28th this year.
Yep.
So it's late.
Do we do it the weekend before Thanksgiving, or is that up too long? Oh, it was up a long time last time.
Yeah, it was.
And it survived.
It survived.
And it's pretty.
Yep.
What
wanna
do you
it the
think,
week before?
Thanksgiving?
Oh, well, I don't care.
Kinda thinking Wednesday
Well, what we
before
nor- yeah.
Thanksgiving, but I don't know.
What we normally do is that we
People
will,
travel.
we will put the decorations up on Monday the 25th on Main Street.
Oh.
All they go up always on that Monday before Thanksgiving. That's always the tradition. So
Mhm.
if we wanted to do the tree the Friday before, that would work. You know,
Yeah.
did it seem
What do
like
you
you had a
think?
good turnout on a Friday?
It was good. It wasn't too bad. I mean, the first
No.
one and stuff, and I talked to a guy that lives here in town, but he works at Home Depot, and he said, oh yeah, we found out about it after the fact. He saw it on the electronic sign evidently, so, and it's like, there's signs up all over town.
Can't tell
and-
everybody.
You know what, I wouldn't be
know.
concerned about the Black Friday stuff.
I think,
Cause you have
know,
those shoppers that are just gonna go shopping, whether they got kids or not.
And what are they gonna do at night?
True.
Black
You know,
Friday's
I-
pretty
And
much
they're
done.
gonna shop online anymore.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
the part I didn't wanna say, but you're right. Yeah,
So-
Black Friday is what it used to be, so I don't think
Yeah.
I would
It's
say,
not a big deal.
wait till after do
I
it after
think,
Thanksgiving,
yeah.
'cause now that's gone, now it's Christmas,
It's
and now
Christmas,
let's get the
right.
tree up,
So should we
So-
just set that 29th
November
tentatively?
I think that'd be a good date.
Does that sound
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds
And
good.
do you know what time we did it last year? Was it 6:30?
Yeah, 'cause it's
It's
dark.
dark. I think it was
But
6:30,
daylight
wasn't
savings
it?
time is
Six?
already in effect,
I don't know.
right?
Get a tree from there.
Mhm.
Yeah, 'cause that starts, yeah, November third. Yeah, I think it was 6:30.
Was it 6:30? That's number
Yeah, I think it was too.
What do we have here? Tree lighting. Oops, it's one thing. I think it's about 6:30. Okay.
6:30. Okay?
Okay,
Perfect.
set it for that, and then I'll get it in the community ed program.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. I'll write this in here on the minutes, so.
And then do you wanna see if you can get the tree donated from Houston?
Yeah, either that or else park, we'll buy one, like we did last year, it's no
Yeah.
big deal. I think
But I
that's a
thought
good
maybe
tree.
they,
Yeah.
maybe they donate one, 'cause it's a
The
community
size of the
event.
tree, was that decent enough?
I don't know, I heard it was small, but,
Oh, you could see it
But
fine from the road
you-
and everything.
you could
right?
see it,
yeah.
Yes, you could see all, it was, might have been small, but you could see
You
it, it
could
wasn't
see it, yeah.
towering inside.
Cause that ceiling is only so high in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
'cause
it's
any
not-
taller,
and
it
I
would've
think
been
I
too
ordered-
tall.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I ordered a 10-footer,
did ya?
Was it that tall?
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I
Sure
thought it
didn't
was-
seem
Are
like
you
it.
sure?
By the
Because
time
I
they cut
could
3 feet
almost
off of the
get
bottom
up
to make
there.
sure they could water
Well,
it.
that's probably what the guys
Yeah.
did, just to get it up into the stand, so I
That
think if
could
I
be.
ordered a 10-footer, then they
Oh.
would cut so much off, and it'd end up being probably an 8-footer.
Oh,
But
okay.
basically, that's what you gotta order them as, because you end up,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and you gotta just go
Right.
the extra 2 foot, so that's what I'm
That's true.
saying, I know I
Okay.
ordered a 10-footer,
Oh.
and that's what, you know, unless we wanna go 12.
No,
Well, I don't think you can get 12
I
feet
think
in
it
there.
was perfect.
I don't think so.
That's
Because
fine to
yours
me,
is a
I,
cap.
I mean,
Okay,
It
so
was- yeah,
I'll
it was
just, I'll just
perfect.
order what I did last year, a
Mhm.
10-footer like we did, does that sound okay?
Yeah, that
do you wanna
sounds
ask
great.
your group about decorating the tree again?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And what did you do to you got the decorations?
You have the lights,
I do?
yep.
Where are
You
they?
kept
I
them.
believe you do.
I
The
do.
guys,
Oh, they took them off?
yep,
They did.
the guys took them off and they
And at the
are,
park.
I think you have them in
Okay,
your
I better
building.
check with the guys.
Yep.
We've always had a problem with going.
Throw them damn things on.
Thank God Greg was on the ball and helped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have more lights if you need, so.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll
Okay.
ask SBA again
Okay.
and, yeah, even if Pastor Dave wants to do it again, that's
Well, I
awesome.
was thinking, maybe I'd ask that guy from St. John's, he's a new pastor.
Kind of switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, ask a different pastor every year, and he's new, Pastor Jake was new last year, so maybe ask
Pastor
this
Dave,
guy
that's
and.
Yeah, and, Mr. Wheatenbach too, he's gonna be out at South Sunboro now,
Is
it'll be
he?
his first year, yeah, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll figure somebody out, we'll talk about it.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
I will get that. Okay. That's good to have done and thought of.
Yeah.
Just because it
Do you
feels
want
like
me to
Christmas.
ask Mr.
Huh?
Bolt?
Just because it feels like Christmas, you know?
Mr.
Just-
Bolt,
We'll get it
Bolt
done.
You could
Oh,
put
yeah.
that sucker up now,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but I
had that
suppose.
wrap.
They did.
Where's the white
That
stuff?
and so,
awesome.
Maddie's in band too, Bob, Maddie's
Sounds
in a big
fun,
list
right
too.
now.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Or,
Colorado
but I'll
Yeah.
email
was
Mr.
getting,
Bolt and I'll
like,
have Maddie
measurable.
talk to him
Yeah,
too.
I had
Custer
just
State
emailed him
Park was
last
getting
year, he goes, well, I
measurable
think I
today.
can get at least a small group together, and I know it was way in
Mhm.
advance, but I wanted
Yeah.
to get him before school got out, and
Yeah.
I thought it was great that they had just the small group, it was all brass, you know, it was great.
Yeah, yeah, they did really good.
Contact the Lions Club, they can be Christmas carolers.
We can try.
See?
We had,
Don't give 'em a mic.
Charles Fix, I think, was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
The DCI was there, and he did it live on Facebook.
yeah, he did.
Nice.
Phil was there as well. Yeah, it went really well. Okay.
Are we naming this the second annual,
It is the second annual.
2019 second annual tree lighting ceremony?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Sounds too soon.
I know.
It's almost June.
I know.
Oh.
Anything else? Does anybody have anything else?
I don't think so. All right, next meeting is June 17th. I
Okay.
got that right?
Now, remember here in June.
No, 18th.
Yeah, here in June or July, we usually take a month off.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot to talk about. If something comes up between now and June, and I think that we have to have, we'll make sure we get the agenda out ahead of time.
Okay.
If it's important, we'll have one in June. If not, then we will have one in July, okay?
Okay.
So we'll try to work it out that way. Always like to have one before festival for sure,
Right.
okay? So if we have one in June, we may not have one in July. So I'll bring up stuff for the festival, whatever we need to do, and make sure we finalize the movies and get everything finalized before
Mhm.
the festival comes.
Okay.
Does that sound okay to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds good. So if it's in July, it would be the 16th.
okay. Yep,
Yeah.
sounds good.
All right, sounds good. Anything else? All right.
Hey, what's the word on Jan? How's she doing?
Jan, okay, Jan basically, whatever, you know, she's going through radiation, she's
Yeah.
already went through her surgeries and went through her chemo, and, she's doing great, and I think her radiation stuff will be done sometime this summer. I'll be
Okay.
around in here this early summer, but, she's down in Florida right now on a
Yeah.
2-week vacation, which is really nice, but she's doing great. She
Good.
looks good, she said she's feeling good, she's feeling a lot better, so
Mhm.
that's a good blessing for her, so,
Well, we can see her or you hear from her and tell her we miss her.
yeah, I will.
I asked
She-
about her earlier.
Yeah,
Where's Jan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she would've been here, but she's on vacation,
Sure.
so, yep, so,
Yep.
so she'll be here next month or in July. Okay.
All right, got a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Go back outside now.
I wanted to, I didn't want it on record.
You know, the
I
heat
don't
is
want
coming
it
tomorrow, so
on the wall.
probably got one.
But
We
with,
bought the
the morning of the meeting.
Like how the church,